Hello, and welcome to PlayStation Unchained, episode 89. Yeah, it's me again, Neil Bolt, having a go at the old hosty job. And as ever, I am joined by that pillar once again, because, as we always say, the end times will be here if he does not appear on the podcast. So say the fair people of Scarborough.
Oh, thanks, Neil. That's
I am, of course, talking about Ben Shillabeer-Hall. Hello, Ben.
You know, I did miss the Metal Gear podcast last week.
Yeah, but it's not canon, so...
Yeah. But to be fair, I was in the background.
Yeah,
like
you were
some
there,
sort,
see. This is
some
it.
sort of creepster. Just listening in.
You were the Psycho Mantis of our Metal Gear podcast.
How's your week been?
Oh, right. Just antagonising and thinking, am I going to get to play Metal Gear this week? And, yeah, which I'm definitely... It's here, so...
Oh, I'm jealous.
Which, as time of recording, is a few days before release.
I know, I wish I was getting it early.
Because it's a bank holiday weekend in the UK, so I think that's why they've sent them out early in post form from a lot of places. So I was watching those people on Twitter getting copies and just getting more and more aggravated that I hadn't had mine, because it's from the same company, people living in the same area who'd ordered after me, and I was thinking, it's not fair. Oh my God. So yes, it's there. I've installed it in... I'll tell you what, you think of the big games at the minute, and they have these huge installs. It was done in minutes.
How big's the install, do you know?
It didn't last very long at all.
PS4 doesn't last long to install anyway, but...
Yeah, but no update file or anything came up for it yet.
Wow.
So it's like...
It's because Konami is Konami, they won't update it.
Yeah.
They'll break it.
They'll break it.
They'll delay the update because the update had Kojima's name in it.
Anyway, so that I can play this game, we will move on. And with us for at least some of this podcast today is Garri Bagdasarov. How are you doing, Garri?
I'm pretty good. How are you guys?
I think we're good. I think we're doing well.
Can you just say Ben being our Psycho Mantis is a very scary thought? All we're going to get in our minds is goats, bread, and crumpets combined into one.
That sounds beautiful.
No.
It does sound beautiful.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's working already. So,
and shag juice. I forgot about shag juice.
Oh yeah, that's shag juice. Let's not go there again. So, yeah,
hey, I've got a can of it with me right now.
Oh man.
I've got Galahad Export, which is some cheap knockoff of, well, Foster's, I suppose. Is that?
Hey, this shag juice is expensive. It's £2.50 a can.
Really? It's like £2 for 4 cans of this beer. So.
It's 25.f fluid ounces of whatever that metric system thingy is.
Oh, one of the
big can.
The big can, basically, yes.
Big can.
Okay, I think we should crack on with the news bits because there are a lot of reviews this week. So we'll start with Metal Gear Solid 5. Why not? Because,
nobody's looking forward to that game. I don't know why we...
Not like it's getting hyped to the moon.
No.
Back. But yeah, of course, the beginning of the week, that whole thing about the microtransactions and having a paywall for the FOB mode came out from GameSpot, who, if they'd done their research, might have noticed that 2 months earlier in a video, Konami did say it wouldn't be the case, that there would be a paywall. So yeah, of course, Konami came out and said again that yes, it won't be a problem. You don't have to pay to play the game. You can earn the money in-game. It's inarguably stupid that that's in the game at all anyway, but there you go. What are your thoughts on that, Garri? Unimpressed by the idea of microtransactions at all in Metal Gear?
Absolutely unimpressed by it. Are you kidding me? That's the worst thing ever. They say you can earn them in-game.
Yeah.
But I can't even imagine how hard or how long it's going to be to do that. It's going to be like every other pay-to-play game where, I can pay and get all these coins right away, or I can grind for 15 hours to get 10 coins.
That's it. I mean, the best thing about it does sound that it is at least on an optional game mode. You don't have to have any interaction with this if you don't want to.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's the game mode of the online game mode I was looking forward to more than Metal Gear Online. And to find out that it's like that, like, why does it have to be like that? Why can't I just go and do it? Why does there have to be these certain coins that I get to do it?
Oh, yes. No, I don't disagree with you there at all.
Any sense whatsoever to me, unless they want you to spend more money because they know it's going to be such a grind to do it.
Oh yeah, but I do wonder if it's going to be ridiculous prices because PES last year when they did their version of FIFA's Ultimate Team, it was their version of packs and getting coins and stuff was so expensive that it really wasn't worth doing. So I just never bothered. Otherwise, in a game that I enjoy, I might have gone, I'll put a few bucks in here and there. But no, it was just enough that I didn't want to bother. So maybe they'll do that, and less people will be silly about it. But hey,
It's
not
just
the end of the world.
It's just terrible. In my
It's terrible. What you got sent by? What photo am I seeing here in the chat, guys?
Yeah. What is this?
Just look on the right side where it says Helldivers Review and look at the
Well,
image.
to be honest, is the NFL not Helldivers? I played a bit of Helldivers, and it's a lot like that. It's a lot of thumping around and probably getting smacked by your own friends. So
Yeah, that does look like Helldivers to me. I mean, looks like the hand egg weapon.
the hand egg weapon.
Sorry to derail us.
It's a
Oh no, that's fine.
It's a
all good.
grenade shaped like a football. And
Ben,
you're in-
Ben, you like microtransactions. Well, maybe not like them, but
No,
you have-
yeah, I go, yes. This game's got microtransactions. Yes!
But you
Well,
don't-
Ben
but-
single-handedly funded Warframe, so
yeah.
loves it.
The other thing is, Ben wasn't too keen on the idea of being invaded in the first place, so he wouldn't be playing this mode,
No, I'm
He'll
not.
still spend money to build a base.
even though he's not going to build the base.
He just want everybody going there.
Yeah, I'll spend all the money and just then not have anyone in it. Yeah, that sounds brilliant.
It is worth mentioning that this whole mode doesn't come into play till much later in the game, so
But yeah, I'm not like...
not straight out of the box thing.
I don't... It's weird. I don't mind microtransactions at all, really, in certain games. And if they said that Metal Gear Online included microtransactions, I think I'd be better with that than having the FOB system having microtransactions.
Yeah,
Because
it's like
the Metal Gear Online could literally just be sending loads of useless costumes.
yeah, because from everything the reviews have said, you consider that none of them have included anything about Metal Gear Online so far, and
That's
they're getting this
because,
higher score.
Metal Gear Online it doesn't start till
No, that's what I mean.
November
You
or
think-
something like that.
You think that the game's getting those scores already without having to take that into account? It is almost like an additional mode, a free mode, a free-to-play game. So yes, you would totally understand microtransactions. It was the same with GTA 5. The main game was good enough. You may not agree, Ben, but GTA Online is like a whole separate experience. So it has microtransactions.
I agree. I hate the fact they've not actually done what they said. They said when GTA was coming out that GTA Online would be sold separately.
I think that was the idea down the line, wasn't it? But
Yeah.
I think they had so many problems with it that they
Which
kept it in-house.
annoys
and
me
not this.
because I played GTA 5. I hate the hell out of it. Got bored. But I love the online.
I think
But I
down-
didn't
it
feel
will.
like worth owning the game just to play an online mode that I played occasionally.
Yeah, I think one day it will end up like that.
And then I shall spend all my monies and fund the
Yes.
servers for them.
Servers. They're keeping it Metal Gear. Old Hideo Kojima turned 52 this week on the same day as the reviews went out, funnily enough. Which must have been very bittersweet for him. But he said it in a tweet on that day that he was thankful for all the birthday wishes, and he'll keep creating for the rest of his life, which does suggest that he's not done with being him, basically. So, question I'll ask everyone is, what do you think he's doing after this? Now he's pretty much out of the game after this week. Garri?
It's really hard to say, isn't it? There's only really three things I can see him doing. He's either going to go do a movie, which he's wanted to do for a very long time.
Yeah.
He's going to go work for a different company. I'm going to throw out Nintendo. If any company he goes to, it'll probably be Nintendo. I know he was really good friends with Iwata, and he's really good friends with Miyamoto. So I wouldn't be surprised if he goes and works for Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite a wise one on that one. But
Or he'll just start his own studio with this Kojima Productions team that he has and continue to make the games he wanted to make that Konami never let him make.
perhaps.
And then he'll put it on Indiegogo and kickstart it.
Mate, I remortgaged the house.
Gear Solid Metal.
Gear Solid Metal.
So yeah, I don't know. Maybe he'll still work with Guillermo del Toro on the movie,
or a TV series.
or a TV series. Yeah.
Dip his wick in
Oh.
something.
It's kind of like mixed information, you know. Here's Guillermo del Toro says he would love to work with Kojima again, and then he goes and says, "I never want to make a video game anymore."
Well, what
It's like,
what could
to
happen
work with
is he
it
could
has
make
to
the
be
TV show, and then Hideo Kojima could make the game based on the TV show.
Del Toro is that sort of person as well, who he's had his hands in different media. He's done films, he's done TV, he's done books, he's done graphic novels, stuff. So he probably sees the same thing in Kojima, that he could just move to a different medium. So he could work with him in any sort of medium, really.
Yeah.
Good. Ben, anything else to add?
I look forward to Zone of the Starters.
So stuff.
And
Do you know what I was going to say actually this week?
Yeah.
If you've seen the final trailer, the launch trailer, that whole end bit with the new Metal Gear,
no, I haven't watched the launch trailer just in
have
case
you
there's any
not?
spoilers.
only in sense of the Metal Gear. Which
Okay,
is,
I'll have to watch it then.
yeah, I won't say any more then, but it does reference what you were just talking about.
Well, you know,
Fine.
no, they could, no, I mean, well, you know, can't stop him from not making another Zone of the Enders. He could make one, or maybe another Police Noughts,
Yeah,
or
a
Snatchers.
Snatcher, yeah, or Boktai.
But he'd have to call it something else, so he could call it the Grabber,
Grabber.
just so that copyright. Yeah.
Ah, dear.
Actually, it would be great to do a new Boktai game.
Yeah,
Maybe do it all like realistic, you know, like actual. He'd go and do the horror game he wanted to do with Silent Hill, but with vampire.
Actually, that's another thing I've heard this week about Phantom Pain, that it does show how good he could do horror in certain parts. So I'm looking forward to that.
I still remember the fact that he said he used to be really scared of horror games.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. When, as I said, when he was talking about the fact that he was thinking about doing the Silent Hills, this was about 3 or 4 years ago now. He said that he couldn't actually do them himself. He had to get someone else to come in to playtest the game because he didn't watch his own screens.
That's awesome. That's you'll get a good horror game.
Yeah.
Or movie. Somebody who's afraid of themselves.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll move on to a double bit of movie-based game news. First up, very small story, of course, is Michael Fassbender was shown off in his Assassin's Creed garb, which looked like Assassin's Creed game with Michael Fassbender's face stuck on, really. But how impressed are we by that, Ben?
Is that impressed enough?
No, it wasn't quite enough.
Okay.
I'm guessing, Gary, you're not as impressed either, though.
Oh, I mean, I really like Michael Fassbender. I think he's an awesome actor. He's my favorite Magneto. But to me, the image just looks CG.
Really? I mean, like his face just doesn't look normal.
Yeah, it took like a screenshot from a game that's going to probably come out when the movie comes out with him in it. So
yeah, almost.
There probably will be a game.
Yeah, most likely that's going to be the next Assassin's Creed is when the movie comes out. This is the game.
He seems to be very frisky in the picture with his blades as well. Just like he's got a bit of stroke on both.
Happy assassin, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he's just, you see his hands, his fingers are all on the blades like, ooh, hello.
Ooh, blade. So that's what these are.
Yeah, and I guess he's playing some Spanish guy. This one takes place in Spain, so...
Oh, no wonder he's frisky with his blades.
The German-English Irishman is going to play a Spanishman.
Well, you can never get an actor from the country because they don't exist, you know?
Yeah, at least in his case, he's already from about 6 different countries, so it's fair enough.
It's one of those things that I really hate about Hollywood. It's like, oh, we're filming a movie in this country, but let's not get any actors from that country because apparently they don't exist.
Do you know what really made me laugh, actually? The one thing about his Magneto is the fact that he has German heritage and he still does Magneto in an Irish accent. It's like he could have put on, you know, the sort of Eastern European accent quite easily. There we go.
I kind of like Irish Magneto. He's kind of funny.
I know, I like it. I'm just saying that it's like the funny thing. He has actually got the heritage to do an accent.
I still need to see Days of the Future Past.
Oh, that's good. It's cracking.
Great movie. But yeah, it looks too CG. I don't think that's a real image of him at all.
Yeah. But the thing
oh my god, it's tying into Metal Gear. Remember when we couldn't tell if the guy from Movie Dick Studios was real or fake? It's all connected!
Or maybe it's like a reverse thing. You know, it's like the actual games where he thinks he's a video game character, but he's actually real.
What, so it's Mega 64 the movie?
Yeah, basically. It's like in the Assassin's Creed game, the first one, the twist was you're playing a video game that's historically based, but you're not really that person. You're someone else playing as that person. Whereas here, he could be thinking he's a video game character, and then suddenly it turns out it's real.
Let's see, I'd rather watch Mega 64 the movie. That'd be amazing.
It would be amazing.
Yeah. My only problem with an Assassin's Creed movie is it's probably going to be exactly the same as the Prince of Persia movie. Like, there really isn't much of a difference outside of the time powers he has in that movie.
Yeah.
And being the fact that Assassin's Creed used to be a Prince of Persia game before they changed it from Prince of Persia to Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, that makes it
full circle.
In fact, just going through his name, actually, he isn't going to be Spanish because his name's Callum Lynch. So he's going the Irish route, clearly.
So he's an Irish Spanish man.
He's an Irish dude who lives in Spain. I can't imagine. I can't. It's in the 15th century.
Yeah.
They even migrate to Spain at that time? I don't know.
He just wandered off for a night out.
Just sounds like
how the hell did I end up in Spain?
Swam across the ocean and landed in Spain somehow.
Oh, I've got it. It was his stag do.
Yeah, that's it.
He got drunk.
Can't believe it. It's the 15th century and I still got a fucking traffic cone.
He got drunk. His mates dressed him up as an assassin for a laugh and shipped him to Spain. And that's why he's stroking the blades, because he's confused at what they are. Because he's still a bit hangover.
What the hell are they got me into this time?
I also wonder if they're going to go into, the modern time.
I reckon they will. I reckon he'll be playing both.
And use the Abstergo machine.
So yeah,
but will his accent, his current version have the same accent as his past?
That's the question, isn't it? Or will he be voiced by Nolan North?
That explains the CG.
Yeah, there you go.
And then
He'll be Nolan
Deadpool
North playing.
up.
Yeah, that's it. He'll actually be Michael Fassbender in the present day. So it'll say that all of Hollywood is the actual war of the Assassins and the Templars.
That would be an amazing twist.
I would. Imagine that, and you just have like all of Hollywood fighting each other. There we go. We've made a better Assassin's Creed movie straight away. Anyway, it wasn't the only movie news this week where games are involved, because at the end of this week, of course, Lionsgate announced a Borderlands movie.
Oh, God.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Lionsgate have announced a Borderlands movie is coming. Avi and Ari Arad, who of course known for their work like Spider-Man, Iron Man, and X-Men, are producing it. And it's said that they believe they've brought together the right partners, the ideal creative team, and the perfect property to launch a new motion picture tentpole for a global audience. Part of our strategy in entering the game space under Pier 11 has been to source new brands with built-in audience that will translate into great games, films, and television shows. The Borderlands film games don't pull any punches and will make the movie with the same in-your-face attitude that has made the series a blockbuster mega franchise. I don't know what to think of this.
Fail.
I'm thinking that first. I think I want it to be good.
Unless it's an animated movie, it's not going to succeed in the same stuff. They can do live action with the comedy that Borderlands has. It just wouldn't make any sense.
No. Do you know, I wonder if it would even have happened if it hadn't been for the Mad Max thing. It's just because obviously their roots lie in aping Mad Max. And I wonder if that's the reason that they've gone, oh, look, this is kind of like Mad Max. Mad Max is hot right now. Sold.
Exactly. And quite honestly, I don't even see this happening. I don't even think it's going to even get out of production. Quite honestly.
Yeah, I agree. It should be a CGI movie.
I think we lost Neil.
I think we've lost the host, everyone.
I'm here.
Ah.
Sorry, I accidentally knocked my mic. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying they are the producers of the Metal Gear Solid movie that's never happened. So,
look how many video game movies have never happened. God of War was announced, never happened. Uncharted doesn't happen. BioShock, Devil May Cry, Gears of War, The Last of Us. None of these are happening. I'll be surprised if Assassin's Creed even comes out.
I think we should stop this and have our... I think this will be a great topic for Banter about... Oh no, we've already got a question this week, haven't we?
Oh, we can save that till next week.
Yeah, I think this will be a good one for Banter about. What video game movies?
I don't know. Tell you what, that will be next week's question, right?
Sweet.
So you can, type up your little answers for this week and send them in for next week.
Yeah, I think that'd be perfect.
We'll put it out on forums and social media anyway, and then you can answer that. So give it the question. Go on.
Sorry. For those who bought Splinter Cell Chaos Theory on the PS2, on the back of the manual, it says Splinter Cell movie coming 20, I think it was like 11 or something. It's never happened.
Never happened.
That's the problem.
That's like,
they just don't happen.
There was a competition in, what was it? I think I was reading. I can't remember when this was exactly, but this was. I think it was like when the Mask came out.
Yeah.
In the Nintendo Power, it says win a chance to be in the Mask 2.
Oh my word.
Yeah, no. There was technically no Masks 2.
Well, there was, but that's almost a fate worse than death.
No, but this was before that was announced. So this was literally as the movie was still in cinemas.
Wow, they were confident.
Yeah. Imagine the. Oh look! I won a chance to be in the Mask 2.
Imagine winning it and thinking you're going to be in a movie with Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
And then you end up with a movie with Jamie Kennedy instead. Oh, that'd be awful. Feel sorry for anyone that actually won it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would have to be CG. This is why the Ratchet and Clank movie is going to work.
Yeah.
Because it's CG. If they did that movie live action, it will be probably the worst movie ever filmed.
Yeah. And I think the fact that it's Sony dealing with their own property might help as well.
It would have to be CG.
Yeah.
And it works perfectly for that franchise. So, I don't know. Live action, that's a no-no for Borderlands.
Definitely. But then, Deadpool, they're doing it, so...
I don't know. I'm the only one who wasn't impressed by that trailer.
I'm not feeling that either. And that's where I think Borderlands might fail as well, because it's not animated or, graphical. It's a live action thing, and you can never quite get the same level of nuttiness, if you will, from having a humanized, proper, real version. Yeah. So yeah, Ben, tell people what the question of the week will be for next week.
What games do you think would make great movies?
There you go.
If need be, I think you should be able to combine a couple of games together just to see if you can, make it work better. Because I'm sure Need for Speed doesn't really make that much of a movie. But let's just say you match Need for Speed with Tomb Raider.
Driving a car down caverns and shit.
Need for rating.
That just sounds like a Destiny group.
Watch this guy trying to be stealthy, ramming into enemies.
Then it has an emotional scene where he has to kill for the first time.
He's like, no, I got a thirst for blood.
That's next week, everybody.
There you go. If you can come up with one better than that, we will applaud you. Oh dear. Let's move on.
One second about Borderlands. So,
yes,
I would actually prefer an anime style for the artwork.
Yeah, that could work very well actually. So, even a TV series like that was animated would set it well, I think. There you go. They'll latch onto things, and you kind of think Randy Pitchford's got some of his hand in this. That's for sure.
Oh, then it's totally going to fail if he hasn't managed.
Well, he's going to be in there somewhere.
He'll use the money to fund another game instead.
Yeah.
And then he'll outsource it.
Then there you go.
Yeah, put some ointment on that one. That was a burn.
It's a very truthful burn. Though.
It's very, very truthful. It's a deep, deep burn. Couple of other things. Mortal Kombat X, it's been cancelled on PS3. We knew it was coming, I think, really. But any surprises there?
I forgot it was even coming to PS3.
There you go. Says it already.
They just wasted their money on something they never should have even announced.
No. I think they learned their lesson with Dying Light. Just cut your losses on the old gen and see what we can do. And look at that. Dying Light, one of the top 10 selling games of the year at the minute.
Someone should leak what they've got built, though, just to see what it looks like.
Oh, I'm sure they will. But
I love prototypes. Carry on, Gary.
No, I was going to say, I read the statement of why it was canceled. I'm like, how can you possibly not get the game to run on a PS3 and 360? It's not like it's freaking, Order 1886 graphically,
No. At worst, port the last one and make it look slightly nicer.
Yeah, I mean, Mortal Kombat 9 looked fantastic on a PS3. I just don't understand what went wrong that they couldn't actually release the game. Maybe they couldn't get it to function online properly or something. That's fine. Just release it as, a couch fighting game. You don't need the online multiplayer. But, that's me thinking along the lines of, we spent all this money to building it, and now we're just going to cancel it. May as well release what we have.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I think it's because it's come so late, people would expect it to be of the same par, which was never going to be possible. But
no, but I can't fathom what was so hard that it couldn't get to work on the PS3. The game is not that powerful, I guess I could say. I think console demanding.
Yeah, I think next week will prove something. If PS3 owners of the Phantom Pain come out and say that there's no problem with it, then there you go. You're straight away. Well, how's this huge game working on that and that? It's just the work you put in.
Fighting game. Come on.
Terrible.
The PS4 version of Metal Gear has some issues.
Yeah, that's it.
There's certain bits that drop the frames down to 30.
Which is understandable.
Yeah, only in cutscenes though, for some reason.
Yeah, do you know what I was? No, this is basically the podcast where I lit the things with. Did you hear what I heard about the Phantom Pain this week? It's just.
I wonder if we're excited for the game yet.
So excited! I'm barely functioning as a human being right now. Just thinking I could be playing that soon. So I took out the map that's in the booklet, and I was just looking at it and go, "Oh, that's big. That's rather big."
Also, can I ask, why do people call it Mortal Kombat X? It just pisses me off. It's Mortal Kombat 10. That's what the X is. Why
they market it.
Some people don't understand that X means
Mortal
10.
Kombat X. That just pisses me off. To me, that sounds like a spin-off to Mortal Kombat.
That's how they got Jason Voorhees in it, I suppose.
I just wanted to get that out there.
Yeah, that's fair. No, you vent that out. All right. One last newsy piece, which is just basically saying we know what games are free on PS Plus this month now. There's Grow Home, of course, won the vote, and that will be one of the PS4 ones. Super Time Force Ultra is also on PS4. Xeodrifter, which we'll come to later, is on PS4 and Vita. Tesla Grad is on PS4 and PS3. La Mulana X is on PS Vita, and Twisted Metal is on PS3. Anything in there excite you?
Well, for Twisted Metal.
That Twisted Metal was awful.
I'm sure we got that for free before anyway.
No, I got it free on rental.
No, maybe not. I don't know.
No, it's a weird one, but I don't think we got it free just yet. But yeah, anything in there that tickles your fancy, guys?
Unfortunately, no.
No?
I was hoping for Armello, but that's not.
Still a big discount, so not too bad. And Grow Home looks quite cool, and Super Time Force Ultra is quite interesting.
Super Time Force, actually, that game was awesome. I've been looking forward to that game for a while.
You can be Yoshida in that, can't you?
You can also be the Journey character as well.
Yeah, the Journey character. It's going to be awesome to see what DLC they plan for it. I mean, we can get Kratos, we can get, infamous characters. Who knows? They can do a lot with those characters.
Yeah. And Tim seems to reckon that Xeodrifter is quite good. So
Xeodrifter is good.
You played it. In fact, you played it, haven't you? So...
Yeah, I streamed it yesterday. I died like 100 times. I don't know. That's because
it was a fun stream.
Ben will tell you how bad the checkpoint system is in that.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Like
so
you
bad
die,
that I don't want it now.
All the way in the beginning. It's horrible.
Well, actually, I've got another game later that I'll mention about checkpoint system where the opposite problem is true. But that pretty much. Fun. Yeah, sorry, go on, Gary.
No, I was just gonna say it is a fun game. Like these games do look fun. Don't get me wrong. Like the Vita one that looks like Indiana Jones, that one looks cool. But I'm just sad about Ormello. I think I told you guys in Slack that I think the only reason Grow Home got it is because it's made by Ubisoft and it's the closest thing to a triple game.
That's it. They see the name on it, and but there's a whole debate we could have. I could fill off an entire podcast with the attitude towards indie games and PS Plus, but we won't because we don't have the time today. So anyway, that's all the news we're doing this week because, as we said, we've got like 8 reviews this week, and we've got a little segment coming up that I suppose we should introduce. But we need someone to do the theme music, I think, again this week. Ben, do you want to do the theme music?
I think I'll sing the theme tune. I'll write the theme tune. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Banter, banter, gonna banter with Bolt. Banter, banter, gonna banter with Bolt. Come get me.
Oh my god, was that to the Dragon Ball Z theme song?
Yeah.
Nice.
Bravo. Kevin, you're not missed.
Let's go old school.
Absolutely splendid, Ben. I want to be on here every week now, just so that I can get these intros. So here I am, hosting another segment in a thing I'm already hosting. But we know this by now. Question of the week time, of course, with Banter with Bolt. This week we asked if you could voice/play any character in a game, who would it be and why? Kevin quite happily put it out to the forums, and we got quite a few answers. So before I turn it to you guys, Hell Jester said Nathan Drake because it looks like fun voicing him, and it probably pays well, especially since he's in 5 games now. Shockwave, which is of course PSU's own Adam Byrne, said Link. Short of a few grunts, I think I'd do all right. Naxi said Ghost from Destiny, so people complain about me. Shingo said Zoro from One Piece anime/games. I love him. Heart. Lebowski said Big Boss because I also want to be a villain holding the world hostage. Maybe want to get onto the terrorism unit about that. Arnold Rimmer, great name, said the protagonist from an Assassin's Creed game. Then I could slip in a few cheesy 80s Arnie's lines during the kills, be like Easter eggs. It's a pretty good one.
Did you say his name was Arnold Rimmer?
His name is Arnold Rimmer.
Oh, that's amazing.
It is. In fact, his sig is he's Arnold Rimmer. More reliable than a garden trimmer. He's never been mistaken for Yul Brynner. He's not bold and his head doesn't glimmer.
That's amazing. He wins a gold star.
On our Metal Gear podcast last week, Duffman, he says Joel from The Last of Us, such an important character of the game, and the story is so well written, would just love to play a part of it. It's quite nice. Christopher, which is of course Christopher Clements, the man behind the scenes, the puppet master of PSU, funnily enough says, I'm torn, Psycho Mantis or Vas. I didn't even read that before I said puppet master either. So, the shrill, shrieky voice of Mantis, or the cool... I know, I'm great on it. The shrill, shrieky voice of Mantis or the cool, buttery rasp of Vas. Mantis, of course, has the side benefit of being able to make your controller move with his mind. And I don't think I'd look good with a mohawk. Settles it. I'll go Psycho. Let's see. What else have we got? Fear said he was actually a main character in a game. He says it was an MMO, basically. It was run for 13 years. I went through a lot of development along the way. The main character battled villains, unlimited side quests, and it ran on a real day-night cycle. Weather conditions were random, etc., etc. It took time to learn new skills. He's in a game, apparently. There you go. But was it called Fear? I think basically he's alluding to life. So, in that one. Though he then later claimed, of course, the official name was the Donut Hole.
Does that mean he voice acts himself in life?
Yeah. I don't think it pays well, though. That's the problem.
I wonder if he could put that on a resume.
Yeah. I played myself.
Did you do voice acting? I played myself in my life.
Well. I played myself quite well for 33 seasons.
No, I did get some complaints about the 30th season.
Yeah.
But, it picked up by the 31st.
Everyone thought it got into a bit of a rut after season 29, but it's fine. Yeah. He's back being his good old self. Anyway, carrying on. Chille says, along the same lines as Adam Byrne saying Link, but he would pick Hitman. He took a theatre tech class in high school, and they had to do a scene from a play, and the teacher told me I lacked emotion, and that sounds like an accurate description of Agent 47. Oh, bless you. Neil said Trevor from GTA 5 would be quite fun, all the crazy stuff he says. And I'll read the last one, because of course it's me. And I, as always, say Grayson Hunt from Bulletstorm, because I could method act being a drunk instead of just being a drunk. So, otherwise, be Ocelot in Guns of the Patriots, because he has the best dialogue in the world. I'll pass it to Garri. Who would you want to play?
Oh man, I have such a terrible voice. I don't think I'd want to play anybody. I'd ruin those characters. But if I had a good voice, I don't know, Ganondorf I think would be pretty cool to play. He's pretty big badass. Bison as well.
Yeah, Bison's a good one.
Pretty much any bad Russian guy.
Any bad Russian.
Zangief!
Yeah, we missed Zangief straight away.
Yeah, he's not a bad guy anymore though.
Oh, that's true. So, but your version could be a bad guy. So.
Oh, this is true. This is.
It could be pre-converted Zangief.
Yeah, or a second conversion. One of those. I don't know.
That sounds like a version of Street Fighter. Street Fighter 5 second conversion.
Vulcan Raven would be pretty fun to play, I think.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
I'd do the voice of all the Metal Gears because it's just random dinosaur noises, which is fun.
Just all the characters of Metal Gear. No, he actually means Metal Gears.
Just do dinosaur noises. That's all the noises they make.
Yeah, that's pretty good, I have to say. So, Ben, I guess you better go.
Yeah, I'd be a go. Psycho from Borderlands.
Oh, what, Krieg?
Yeah, Krieg.
Oh yeah, Krieg's a good one. Definitely, I'd agree there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not voiced, but if he was voiced, I'd be.
Well, he was, wasn't he? When he talked to himself.
No, I was about to say a different character. So.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was now.
Krieg was the one that wanted a shiny meat bicycle.
Yes, shiny meat bicycle built for two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. If this character had a voice, I'd be that character, Okasan from Hatoful Boyfriend.
Oh yeah, if he had a voice. I was going to say Hatoful Boyfriend, but
yeah,
they only have voices in my head.
Exactly. So no one's doing it. There's the market. We could do those voices.
I don't know who would be good voices for. So
you don't have to be a good voice. Just who. If you
I don't know who. I don't know. Can't.
Can't
think of it. You have the voice. You have the voice of your Final Fantasy 14 Lalafell, man. I don't want to imagine your character.
I do sound a bit like him, actually. Wait there, I sound a bit like him. Wait there. I sound like the character I made. The character should sound like me.
Yeah. I think my only other pick would be Dante, just because he's Dante. But not modern mod Dante.
No, old original badass.
Yeah. So I could say rubbish things like that. Basically any cheesy dialogue where I can.
So you want to be Devil May Cry 2 Dante?
No.
Devil May Cry 3
so I can
Dante.
make him better.
That would be Devil May Cry 3 Dante because he's drunk the entire game. No, that's 4, isn't it?
That's 4.
That's 4.
Yeah. Well, he comes across as that anyway.
No, he is actually drunk.
I don't know.
It was confirmed that he was drunk from the start of the game.
I think he'd been drunk the entire series. Given some of his
Probably,
career
it was
choices.
just... That's what he is. He was drunk in the first one. He was completely wasted in the second one.
I think he was sober in the second one. That was the problem.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. And then the third one, he was actually high.
Yeah, because he's younger.
And then the fourth one, we know he was getting a bit old, so he's back on the drink.
So what you're saying is he was so out of his mind, he actually killed innocent people and said that they were monsters.
Yeah, in fact,
Yeah.
there's none of that story is true. It's just a bloke going through the high streets of Hull with a sword. I think he even killed anyone either. 'Cause it was a cardboard tube.
Yeah, the demon boss Mundus was just like a statue.
Yeah, bouncy castle.
Yeah.
Love it.
I don't know how we got from this from voice acting, but...
There you go. Let's move on.
Oh my god, I can actually picture it in my head now, though.
Yeah, I can as well. And I'm just imagining what Bayonetta really is about, which I'm thinking is an Essex girl on a night out.
Yeah, she's on a head night.
Yeah, she literally thinks she's taking on the world.
That's why she's got the angel wings as well, because it's a head night.
That's it. There you go. Oh, see, explained it all away. Anyway, let's move on to those reviews because, like I said, there's a lot of them. Of course, some we won't go into great detail with because they're not games we're going to talk about normally. I suppose we should lead off with that thing that keeps coming up every 5 minutes in this podcast, which
Goat
is
Simulator.
Goat Simulator.
Well, technically.
Yeah, well, it's an X one, that's for sure. But of course, Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain has been reviewed by our one and only Michael Herdance, who quite a few weeks ago went and got to play it. Lucky bastard. He liked it just a little bit and gave it a nice little old 9.5 out of 10.
9.5? Really?
It's almost as good as Surge Deluxe. Yeah. Hey, Ben. Anyway, The Phantom Pain combines an open world setting with the best Metal Gear Solid gameplay the series has to offer and a killer narrative to boot. He liked that it's the best core gameplay in a Metal Gear title to date. Huge amounts of content to enjoy with varied mission objectives, great storyline and production values, few bland visuals, and a lot of time spent fiddling in menus for Mother Base. But they sound like menial things. So really, the only question is, how excited are we for Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain?
Well, that indie studio, Konami, are doing a really good job with this game.
Well, yeah, I'm hearing great things about the only 2 games that got coming out this year.
But you know what? As much as I'm really looking forward to Metal Gear Solid 5, there's something I am looking forward to a lot more.
What's that?
The Metal Gear Solid pachinko machine.
Well, it's incoming. That's the true sequel. That's the one that will wrap the story up and make sure everything links together.
Which will have microtransaction. I don't even know what a pachinko machine really is. So.
You played Shenmue, haven't you?
No.
You just drop a ball in the top and it just sort of goes down. Like Peggle.
Oh, I'd like that actually.
Yeah, just you don't lose pegs when you hit them. The idea is to get to the bottom but get into the right section.
Oh,
like those penny machines we get here where you put a penny in. And
when you got to get to the bottom and sometimes you win money.
Yeah, but it's vertical instead of horizontal. So
wow.
It's quite cool. Yeah, I used to love playing that in Shenmue. So.
Okay, yeah. I want a Metal Gear pachinko machine.
Yeah.
And I want it to, every time you fail, just go, Snake!
That's it. Are you excited though, Ben?
In fact, I'm so excited that because of all the issues with people not receiving their not getting email, games, causing issues with deliveries, and so is Best Buy and stuff like that. I literally went into my local game store and said, "Do you have any copies? Do you have any? Have you received your stock yet?" And they're like, "Yes, Mr. Shillabeer." And they went downstairs to check to make sure the PS4 Collector's Edition was there for me.
Oh, that's good.
And then they tried to sell me it.
Yeah.
They're like, you
Garri,
can pre-purchase it. I'm like, nah, it's okay.
Garri, you weren't so lucky in that regard, were you, this week?
No, I was not, and I'm very upset about it. But it happens, I guess.
Happens, but
it does.
If you could tell one particular outlet to fornicate themselves this week, Which outlet would that be, Gary?
Oh God, I don't know. It starts with a G.
And that's the American one, not the English ones. So
Gunstop.
you might know that is. Yeah, Gundam Stop. That's it.
Gunstop.
Gunstop.
Yeah, I would have been more upset about it if it was, quite honestly, if it was a different game.
Yeah.
The fact that it's Metal Gear, it's going to be available everywhere.
Yeah.
And I highly doubt everybody's going to sell out.
No.
Like, if you're selling out of a game, then you suck at ordering shipments of that game. Because nowadays, I've never seen a game actually sell out anymore. Not like they used to. So when you tell me you're sold out of a game, I just don't believe it.
Well,
Especially
in the UK, at least in rural stores like mine, they actually only get stock based on pre-orders.
Well, see, and that's fine, but if you're like a Walmart or something and you're telling me you ran out of copies of Metal Gear Solid 5, I will not believe you.
Yeah.
No,
because it's one of the biggest games coming out this year. You know how much people want it. Unless Konami just purposely doesn't make enough to ship it out, then that's on them. But
fuck Konami.
I know, like, I am excited for it. Don't get me wrong. I'm still going to play Metal Gear Solid 5. I don't know if I'm going to get it as it comes out. Probably get it the next day or probably the Friday following because I have the 4-day weekend next week.
Yeah.
But I am excited. But I'm currently playing another game that I'm really addicted to right now. So I'm not too. I need Metal Gear Solid 5 right now because I have nothing to play.
That's it. I was saying I've got other things I can play, but it's like I know if I don't play some of it now, it'll be months, and where I get to play it in a good enough chunk. So it's like I want to sort of get jumping on that. I mean, had I not had it delivered today, I would have had 3 games coming all at the same time next week, and so it just would have been annoying.
I have 2 reviews in September that I got to do.
Yeah, same here.
I don't want to start it and then stop it to review a game and then go back into it and back. What the hell was I doing? I don't even remember.
To be fair, it's a Metal Gear game. You're probably going to say, "What the hell am I doing?" Anyway.
Yeah.
Nah, that'd be fine. So anyway, we'll move on. I've made these first reviews thematic because they're all stealth games like that, and the next one, right, is actually inspired by Metal Gear Solid's VR missions. It's Volume by Mike Biffle, which I reviewed. Volume is not perfect, but it's a relentlessly fun, interesting, engrossing stealth game that looks to have legs thanks to an excellent and simple level creator. It's got great voice acting. Gameplay progression is quite good, and the level creator is good. Now, I mentioned earlier about checkpoints where you said about it, Gary, earlier. Where I had the opposite problem. In this game, the checkpoints let you off a little too much. So if you get seen by a guard, then you can't have combat in this game. Basically, you have to run and hide. You can just cheat your way to the next checkpoint, get found, and then you start from that checkpoint. They're fixing that as we speak, though. But it's a good game. So I'm guessing neither of you played it, though. But so we'll move on from that. And go to the next one, which, for Gary's sake, I will move out of theme because Gary has to go soon. And we'll go with Until Dawn review, yes, which hopefully I'll get to play next week as well. Kyle Prowl reviewed this, and he gave it an 8 out of 10. Said equal parts teen slasher, action adventure, and psychological horror. Until Dawn throws a lot at the board and nails only some of it, but its biggest win is choice. Permanent, unpredictable, and meaningful. I won't go over the points here, but Gary, you've been playing it. What are your thoughts on it?
I am absolutely in love with it. I think it's the what am I looking for?
Sleeper hit?
Yes, there you go. It's the super hit of the year for sure. I'm kind of really sad because it feels like Sony didn't think it was going to be a good game, so they didn't put out too much marketing behind it. Yeah. But as seen from reviews and what people have been saying, it's fantastic. And it's kind of just sad that they didn't put more money behind the game. But it is a fantastic game. Choice definitely matters. Like you guys already know, they already said everybody can die, everybody can live.
Yeah.
Depending on the choices you make. And the choices are great because you think you're making the right choice and then you're like, oh, crap. You know, what I thought was a safe choice was not really the safe choice. and it's great that way because you fall in love with the character and then you do everything you can to keep them alive, and what ends up happening is they die and the characters you hate live. It's 20 kill everybody now.
Which is good in a way. So to me, that sounds like a slasher movie. Just because a good cast, you could pretty much want most of them to die at the end of it. So
I will say this though, the one thing that really it's kind of a personal gripe for me is, as much as I love the story of the game, I did not like the direction it went towards the end. That's all I'm gonna say, because obviously I don't want to spoil anything for anybody.
No.
But you'll start to see what's going on about the halfway point, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people will probably get the same feeling that I did when it comes to the story and the direction it goes. But yeah, for me, snow. If you guys know me, every game needs a snow level, and
that's it. I love snowy games.
This game is all snow, and it's amazing. Amazing animation, voice work is fantastic. They got all Hollywood actors pretty much to play. Some of them not as well known as others. Obviously, Hayden Panettiere is the big one.
Peter Stormare, I think, is the other one that I know. So I just know his face and his name, and that's it. But I can never remember what he's in.
Who is it?
Peter Stormare, I think it is. I'm saying his name is.
He is that the guy who plays in the Mr. Robot TV show?
I think it is something like that. I know that I've seen his face before, and I know the name.
They also have he plays Mark in the game. The guy from Agents of Shield. What's his name? The guy who works for Hydra.
Yeah. I was trying to think of a name.
Sorry.
Sorry. But yeah, so it's I had hunches before the game came out that it might actually be quite good, and I might stick it in the core of people saying, "Oh, Sony got nothing coming out first party or third party for them exclusively for the rest of the year." And to see this, they could probably give it legs over the next few months, now knowing that it's been received well, and actually give it a post-release advertising boost.
And I think it's a great thing to show. There is a market for these type of games. You know, you don't have to have guns blazing all the time. You can make a game. To me, it's a survival horror game.
Yeah,
this is a survival horror. The game really reminded me of Clock Tower. If you guys ever remember playing that, where you have to run, you have to hide to avoid what's coming, and because you can't really fight back. And I think it's fantastic.
Awesome.
The lighting, the mood, they did everything perfectly in this game, in my opinion. Except for some of the facial animations, which were a little weird.
Yeah, I remember seeing the initial run through.
Everybody seems to walk around with this Joker grin on their face sometimes. What is that? What's happening that you have this grin? Yeah,
it's plagued games for a while now. When they try to go hyper realistic, you'll get faces like that. Like LA Noire had it, Heavy Rain had it. Just the faces would do really weird things at times. You're like, what's going on? What's wrong? So, do you need a hug?
Yeah, and just one more thing. I do highly encourage people to not pause the game after a certain choice they make to see what happens and then restart. Because you can, after you make a choice and you see what happens, if you quickly just exit the game, hold the PlayStation button, close the application, it will restart you at a checkpoint so you can make a different decision. As much as you'll probably want to, because I guarantee you're going to get your favorite characters killed. Guarantee it. Try not to, because it makes the game so much better if you just go through it with your crappy decisions that you make.
Yeah, I mean,
or decisions that you think are good but end up not being so good.
Yeah, any choice-based game I would do that with the first time round. I straight away just play it as it is. Don't try and change a decision. I can dwell on it more then. I think you can get more out of a game like that when you actually have to think about what you've done. It adds something.
It really does, and like I said, just don't do it. As much as you'll want to, just don't. It'll make your experience that much better. The game can end for you pretty quickly, if everybody dies. But I highly recommend going with what you're going with.
Yeah.
Because like I said, one of my favorite characters died, and the one I wanted to kill first Like, I wanted this character to die. Ended up living throughout the whole game.
But did you grow to like them?
Huh?
Did you grow to like that character, though? Because I've heard a few people say that they've changed perceptions of characters as they've gone through.
A little bit. Not to. I still would have liked for this character to die. The character was just. It's a character that I'm pretty sure we all have as a friend, but we never want to hang out with them because it's cost all the time. It's like, yeah, you're my friend, but I never want to hang out with you. You know, it's that kind of character, and I was like, ugh. But yeah, all the stereotypical characters are there. You know, the jog that's hot is there. The hot cheerleader like character who's dumb is in there. You know, yeah, it's very teen horror slasher flick characters that you would expect.
Yeah,
and it makes it great.
Excellent. So, have we got you for any longer now, Garri, or do you have to shoot off?
No, I have to shoot off.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, it's been lovely having you on this far. It's like, I'm sure we'll see you again soon.
Yes, you will see me next week on the podcast if you want me.
We will want you.
We will want.
Because it might just be me talking to myself otherwise.
Could well be.
Alrighty, you guys have fun now.
Alright, so there you go. Everyone say goodbye to Garri. We'll add that in later.
Bye bye, Garri. Thank you.
Goodbyes.
Goodbye, Garri.
Yeah.
Right. So, Ben, were you at all interested in Until Dawn?
No.
No, there you go. Makes sense. We're done.
Well, actually, it looks good, but too many other things.
Yes,
I'm gonna
next week. That's one of the games coming. So it's
nice.
Yeah, it's gonna get lost in the mix.
Yeah.
I think. Next up, I reviewed Dishonored's Definitive Edition on PS4. Did you get around to playing Dishonored on PS3?
No.
No. Okay.
So I downloaded it, but I didn't play it.
So I'll quickly go over the fact that it's a port rather than a remaster. It looks a little nicer, but in the same way that a PC version of a game would look a little nicer. The DLC is good. I think adds a pretty good story, telling it from the side of the antagonist rather than the protagonist and giving him a voice. I gave it 8 out of 10. I mean, the original game to me is, probably a good 9 out of 10 plus. But this does nothing really for anyone who's a fan.
Remaster's worse than the original?
It's not even a remaster, as I say. It is just a straight up port where they've added the Game of the Year edition, made it look a little bit nicer, and that's it. It's straight up the same game again, which is fine. And I mean, the loading times are still awful, like they were in the original game. It's like they last a long, long time for what they are. But the stealth in it is some of the best, most fun stealth I've had outside of Ground Zeroes and Hitman. It's just wonderful freeform choice. So yeah, I'd wait till it's cheap, I would say, if anyone wants to get it, because it's a full price retail price, not quite worth it, especially if you've owned it before. We'll move on quickly to Madden NFL 16 because, I don't think we're going to have much to say on it. But Tim News did, as host of last week's Metal Gear podcast. He reviewed it and he gave it, get this, the drum roll is coming, as I have to go on a second page. He gave it 8 out of 10, a common theme I think you might notice here.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of 8s.
Some good games. It's that time of year, though. We're coming to the bigger games and good games that generally ship out the end of summer onwards. Man 16 has now begun to reflect on how the NFL has evolved, and despite its growing pains, the positives outweigh the negatives in this strong outing. Madden NFL 16 is a necessity for returning fans, so he was quite happy with that. We'll move on to the next review, though, also by Tim News, which is Xeodrifter on PS4 and PS Vita. Now, Tim really liked Xeodrifter, saying Renegade Kid took to Xeodrifter with the retro scene at heart, and the end result reflects that. The charm of exploring each planet far outweigh that it's all over too quickly. He gave it 9 out of 10, and he described it to me last week if I liked Mega Man games, which we'll come to in a minute. I might quite like this it's going to be free on Plus next week. Are you going to give it a go, Ben?
What's free on next week? That Exo.
Yeah, Xeodrifters, yes.
No. Yeah, I'll download it. It's free. Why not?
Why not? You know, that's it.
It's not going to cost me anything except for stupid hard drive space.
That's it. But looking, it's an old 3DS game, so it's not going to take too much.
Yeah, but this is the PS4.
Yeah, well.
3DS game will probably be 10 gigs.
10 gigs with a 15 gig update file.
And then a 5 gigabyte patch to patch those.
Aye, that's it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to giving it a go. I don't know when I'll find the time to give it a go, but I'll give it a go. Probably be another one I'll pass to my son to see if he likes, because the next game he did like quite a lot, as did I, which was the Mega Man Legacy Collection on PS4, which combines the first 6 Mega Man games. So that's right, Nintendo games on the PlayStation.
Oh my god!
What a world we live in. It still didn't sink into after that. I was thinking, Christ, actually, this is a bunch of playing Nintendo games on PlayStation. I give it 8.5 out of 10. It's a great start kit history lesson for a beloved platforming franchise. Let's be warned that it is very tough and often frustrating, but it does have its rewards. I'd never really played Mega Man before I did the reviews, being born of the Sega ilk as a child. So I was pleasantly surprised how much I like it, probably because it shares many parallels to Sonic. And, you've got a mad scientist who builds robot enemies, and that's your end boss every time.
There's a comic book where it's Sonic and Mega Man.
Yeah, and I can see totally why. I can totally see why, because it's the same. Dr. Wily is Dr. Robotnik. And vice versa. Well, Mega Man came first, obviously. But yeah, so I've become quite a fan. And my son, who's he's 4, he doesn't really do greatly at it, but he's loved playing them. He's played again and again and again. He doesn't mind the fail state of everything's out to kill you from the outset. Quite lovely.
So it's the original Dark Souls.
It really is, in a way. I mean, some of the games are just like the first one is just mental sometimes. Just some of the stuff you think, how am I supposed to get past that? And it's just like inch perfect thing that you've got to do. And towards the end of the 6 games, you start getting a little slack cut to you. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it. You a fan of the Mega Man games?
Yeah, I have it on the PS4. I have it on the Nintendo Entertainment System still, actually.
Oh, lovely.
I still have a copy of Mega Man 3, I think, on it.
Yeah, I mean, interestingly about this collection is that it's emulated, but it's like made entirely to be exactly like the originals, down to the glitches and problems and all. So it is perfectly.
I'm going to go check the PlayStation Store as we speak to see how much it is.
I think it's about 12 quid. Yeah,
nice.
Not bad. For the first 6 games, it's got really good challenge mode in it as well, which basically puts you through little sections, different levels, and gives you a time to beat.
I don't know if I'm going to buy it this week, but
I would say it's definitely a good buy for what it is. It's just the music is just wonderful. I loved it. That's to say. So yeah, it's a nice thing to see. Probably my game of the week this week, I would say, if we're going to pick one, because I'm being biased and I played it. So
you don't know. You sure you don't want to do it? Buy that Commander Cherry's Puzzle Journey that came out this week,
which I'm sure will be up on the podcast next week.
Hopefully, Monday. If I find someone that can edit the review where I had to stand there in my boxer shorts.
Maybe that's what's the problem is. They're trying to find a way around that. Yes, it doesn't sound like a lovely game at all from what we've been talking about.
I gave it one of my lowest scores in the ever.
Yeah, Ben has probably almost rivaled my lowest. So this is quite the game.
Yeah, it's interesting. It was the hardest game I've ever reviewed.
There we go.
Because I couldn't play it.
If you just spotted that on the store and you're thinking, I quite fancy that, because you just come back from the pub on a Saturday night out or something, you think, I might get that. It looks like fun. We could do that, couldn't we? And it's like, no, don't. Just leave it. Leave it alone. Just be gone.
It doesn't exist. Ignore it.
Yeah, move on. Buy something better. Like Mega Man.
Yeah, buy Mega Man.
There you go. Buy Mega Man.
It's only $11.99.
There you go. It's awesome.
I think it's
There you go,
cheaper
Kat.
than Commander Cherry, actually.
It's cheaper than Commander Cherry. There you go.
Yeah.
Problem solved. One last game we got through. Maybe in terms of stature, we're not going as high as Commander Cherry. It's Calvino Noir on PS4, which was reviewed by John Paul Jones. It's a sneak and explore map through the 1930s criminal underworld. So having a bit of a film noir style. It's going to be the lowest rated game of this week's that isn't Commander Cherry. Calvino Noir starts off strong with a great setting and a cast of characters, but finds itself almost totally crippled on account of its heavily flawed stealth mechanics. A tragically missed opportunity. He gave it 6 out of 10, which is
Still,
not a bad score.
not bad at all. That's average.
Yeah. It's obviously not quite lived up to the potential he was hoping for. He liked the noir setting and the voice acting, especially the narration, and the puzzle elements require use of different character traits. He just found a lot of the stealth obnoxious and entirely broken in places, which is a no-no for a stealth game. You need it to work. And there's a lack of tutorials, and collectibles seem largely pointless. It's a shame. It actually looks quite cool for what it is. It does have this black and white styling, very much like the film noir. Just, yes, but if your stealth's broken in a stealth game, you're not a stealth game. You're doing it wrong. Simple as. That wraps up our reviews, though, for this week, Ben. I think we've covered a few of the things we played this week. I'm sure you could give us a quick recap on your Final Fantasy XIV playing, though, this week.
Oh yeah, I've just unlocked Dark Knight. I've been giving that a bit of a go. I had an interesting event. It's basically there's a fight called Leviathan Extreme.
Yeah.
Halfway through the fight, it breaks down the railings. If you fall off, it basically knocks everyone backwards or forwards. It depends on where it comes out of the water. And you got to run to the opposite side of where it splashes. If you get knocked in the water, it's instant dead. You're dead until the end of the match.
Wow.
There's 8 people. The first run, one of the runs I got killed, and the pony dropped. And we laughed, saying, "Oh, you've got to sacrifice the Lalafell." The Lalafels are like the short race of creatures. And then a couple of runs later, the healer died. He's also a Lalafell, and then the pony dropped again. So a couple of runs later, we still had no more ponies. So what I did was I jumped into the water just as we were about to win, to sacrifice myself. For shits, for joking about.
Yeah.
But because he died at the same time as I hit the insta-kill near the water, the game thought I had teleport to the cutscene, even though I had the cutscenes turned off.
Oh.
So I landed in the water, and I was still alive.
Man alive.
So I was running around underneath the arena. I could see the ship above me.
What is it with you? Come on. Madness.
And I went to another wedding this week. A friend got married, so I went to their wedding.
Well, Final Fantasy weddings.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong there. That's it. Good
so
stuff.
I glitched out the map just to stand next to them to annoy them. Apart from that, I invited 4 people to Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I bought 3 copies of the game this week.
All right.
I bought the PC version because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
And so I've got the Twin Tanya mount.
Oh,
It's
good
Twin
you've
Tanya.
achieved one of your dreams.
Yeah. Twin Tanya is a boss from Raid 5, Turn 5, which used to be a pain in the ass. It's a giant dragon with like a spinning desk around its neck to stop it from being back. Doing what it wants. It's like it's.
Yeah.
Anyway, you get that as a mount if you refer up to 3 people.
Nice.
Which is pretty good.
Good stuff. So moving along on the old dream
What
train.
did you been play?
Oh, pretty much everything I've described in reviews this week. I said lots of Mega Man. Mainly, well, I say I played it. I hand it to my son, and then he hands it back to me, saying, "Can you do this bit? Can you do this bit?" It's taken over Minecraft this week, which is quite something. I'd never thought I'd have to say that about a 4-year-old to be playing Mega Man. I was quite proud in the same way. I also got into play Sonic the Hedgehog today. He did the first Green Hill zone on his own, which was rather impressive for me. I was like proud.
I was 4 when I played my first Sonic game.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There you go.
Sonic 1 on the Mega Drives.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So he's done that at the same age. It's just blasted through. He's doing Mega Man. He's loving his games. He did a bit of Echo the Dolphin as well. But
that game, nah, I bet you're angry.
No.
Wow.
He just did on the first bit, so it was all passive in that bit.
I always got stuck on the first bit.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, back then it was just like absolutely nuts. But
trying to jump over that thing. No.
But the last levels of that game haunt me to this day. It's just the music and the way they're set up.
I never was able to beat that game. It frustrated me too much.
Right,
I already rented it, so...
Yeah. Spoiler, it's got aliens in it at the end.
Oh, I knew from the comic books.
Oh, you knew from the comics. Of course, the comic books. Sega did comic books for everything.
No, I don't know if you remember this comic book. I used to read it all the time. Sonic the Comic.
Yeah.
They used to do Echo the Dolphin spin-off.
Oh, they did, didn't they? So I just remember they used to do everything. Yeah. Nearly every character got one.
Decap Attack.
Chameleon. One, didn't he? Oh,
they still do the Sonic the Comic online, by the way.
Do they?
Yeah, it's really slow, but they do it.
Awesome.
But yeah, I remember that. Anyway.
Yeah. Other than that, bit of Ground Zeroes practicing for Phantom Pain, and bit of Pairs practicing for Pairs, I suppose, really. My Konami double bill.
Well, I don't know. Too many Konami games. I bet you can't wait for Pro Evolution Soccer, the pachinko game.
Well, at least that would make sense because it's got a ball in it. So.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Actually, that'd be kind of cool. I actually want a Pro Evolution pachinko game. I would travel to Japan. I bet there is one. That sounds too obvious. Of all the games they got in there,
Pachinko Evolution Soccer.
That's got to be in there. That's one to look for next week. That's for sure. But yeah, that pretty much covers mine.
Yeah.
So I suppose we'll do the old contact deets. So Ben, where can people glorify you and worship you?
You can worship me at Chille_UK on Twitter, ben.Shillabeer-Hall at psu.com, Chille on PSU,
PSU.
Chille on PSN, Neogaf as Chille, Twitter as Chille_UK, ben.Shillabeer-Hall at psu.com. And if this has been completely repeated, we're sorry, but my recorder decided it wanted to stop at 45 minutes. I had a bit of a panic attack, and then I had to re-record a thing. Yeah. So yeah, those are pretty much all the ways you can stalk me, or you can phone me at...
Yeah.
Number's been edited out for reasons.
Yes, it has. So that leaves me, and you can find me at neil.bolt at psu.com for the old emails. Nezko, that's on Twitter, that's Nezzko, lowercase. Not with one Z, because there's someone Russian who I keep getting emails from that apparently has the same name. And you can find me on PSN at sonofvenom, all one word, all lowercase. Do not invade my base. Simple
Please, that's the reason why I'm not going to even make my base. There's going to be, as I said several times, there's going to be like a list of people just waiting to invade. I
just know that the way things are going to go is I'll be like, I can't come on to go and defend my base. Someone do it for me. Which is possible, obviously, but yeah, so anyway.
Yeah, I'm not defending your base. I'm going to be too busy trying to not play anything. Just be trying to play anything. I'll be defending my base all the time.
That's it. Okay then, so that ends episode 89. It's episode 90 next week. Will I be here? Who knows? Probably not, but Ben, I'm sure, will be.
Yeah, I'll probably be here, even if nobody else is.
Yeah.
It'll just be me and some sound.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah.
That's all we need. I honestly don't know why I'm here. Ben on his own would be fine.
That would be an interesting podcast.
Yes.
So Ben, what do you think of this? Well, you know.
Well, if you don't do it now, people are going to be upset.
Or happy.
Or happy. One of those. So, until next week, I will say goodbye, and I will leave Ben to soothe you to sleep with his parting words.
Screw Konami. Thank God for me.